Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Oxcord Podcast presented by Boo Crew Media and sponsored by Maker's Mark. I'm your host, Cruz Oxenrider, as always joined by the co-host, Nikki P, the intern, Bond Snow, and Wyatt is in the cave. Wednesday episode going over college football week 9, NFL week 8. It's weird to say that. Halfway point, we're previewing these games. Our college team is on a bye this week, so we can actually sit back, not stress too much, have a little bit of fun with it. I will be in Ann Arbor for the Michigan State game. Just found out I was going today, so I will be in Ann Arbor. First time going to the big house, so I'm pretty excited about it. And Nick, Vaughn, how are y'all doing on this lovely Wednesday afternoon?
Doing pretty good, man. Lunch with the Ox Cord. I'm excited. Alabama's needed this bye, I feel like, for a couple of weeks now, so kind of like you said,
I've needed
low stress. We're good. We're ready.
I feel like I've needed this bye for a couple of weeks now. But yeah, so let's get into it. Let's start with our college football preview. Not a lot of big matchups this weekend. It's kind of
It's great apple picking season right now. It's great.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. Like if you are looking for a weekend to like make
your girl's been
volunteer yourself. You'll get a lot of bonus points.
100%. It's going to be a very lackluster weekend. And then watch, we say this, and then it just turns out to be like the most chaotic weekend in college football history. So let's go ahead and start. The big game at noon, Ohio State, Penn State. Big noon kickoff's going to be there. Ohio State has run through everybody they have played this year, but they haven't done so in the most impressive manner. Penn State got absolutely embarrassed by Michigan. I think that this game is not going to live up to the hype, and I kind of have a feeling this game's going to be over before halftime, Nick.
Wow, see, me and you are kind of different on this one. Ohio State, yeah, you're right. They've ran through everybody, but they haven't played anybody with above a 500 record and beaten other than the University of Toledo. So they haven't really been tested. They have to go to Penn State. It's a 11 a.m. kick. That's going to be tough to get up for. And I personally think Penn State has a top 15 defense. It's going to be really all about – I think it's going to be a close game. I could totally see it, being within this 15.5-point spread right now. What makes me nervous, and I said this earlier off the air, but what makes me nervous is, this Ohio State team being up 10, with the ball, 6 minutes left in the game, they go down and score and they cover the spread. So I'm not touching this gambling wise. But I think this game actually has a chance to be a lot closer than what people think.
I think this game is going to be over for halftime. Look, both of these teams do have actually really good defenses, but everyone knows Ohio State can put up points with the best of them. I think they are up there with the top 3 offense in the country. With Tennessee, TCU, Alabama, when Bryce Young's on. I think this game is going to be a slaughter. I know. What's the spread at right now?
15.5.
I'm taking Ohio State to cover the spread all day. Here's the thing. It's not that I don't think Penn State has a good defense. I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball on Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense is fast. They fly all over the place. They force turnovers.
Does it make you nervous if they haven't played anybody? I mean,
no, I mean,
it's got to be a thing. Yeah, you can put up 70 points on Western Kentucky all day, every day. But, when you actually go up against a good defense, how do you fare?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I just saw Michigan embarrass these guys. And if Ohio State and Michigan are on the supposed same level that we think they are, I think Ohio State is just going to be too much for Penn State. Penn State just hasn't really impressed me this year. If you talk about not playing anybody or beating anybody, the one team that Penn State played, they got embarrassed. 41.
They did beat Auburn Jesus though. I'm just saying that's an anomaly.
This Auburn team is so bad. I mean, it was 41-12, Nick. It's not.
You got to be a good team to go into Jordan-Hare and win a game though.
Do you though? This year? I don't think
maybe not this year. Maybe not this year.
Not this year. But here's the thing. I think CJ Stroud is he's gonna be on. He's gonna put up numbers. I think Ohio State takes care of business. Now I will say this: Iowa's defense gave Ohio State a little bit of issue, and if it wasn't for Iowa having the worst offense in college football history, this game might have been a little bit closer. So instead of like being 54-10. And I know like you're saying that, but if you watch the game in the first half, this game was actually like somewhat close. Iowa had the lead at one point in this game, and it wasn't until like Iowa just imploded on themselves and they lost this football game. CJ Stroud is he's a top, I would say, top 3 quarterback in the country right now. You can make the case he's the best this season, behind like Hendon Hooker and Bryce Young. But I think Ohio State is just going to run away with this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's trademark of Ohio State to keep a game close and then run away with it in the fourth quarter. And we saw that last week. I actually had them minus 30 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And I think, I was stressed about it in that first half. Like, I remember being a little bit nervous watching that game. So, but, I would say Iowa has, a top 15 defense. I know their offense is like terrible. But, their defense is good enough to keep them in games. So, like you said, if they don't implode, that game's a little bit closer than what people think. And they probably don't cover that spread. So, I think Penn State might be a little bit on the same par as this Iowa defense. So, it'll be really up to Sean Clifford and that offense to keep them in the game, I think.
All right. So, with that being said, are you taking Ohio State to cover?
Dude, like as my pick, I'm taking Ohio State. I'm not touching this with actual money, though. U.S. currency will not be on this game.
Okay.
I'm the same. I on paper, Ohio State should cover, but it is Penn State at 11. It's going to be probably Penn State's biggest game of the year. That's going to be tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, they're going to be rocking. I mean, that home crowd is better than, I'd say, 95% of the country. And when they're rocking, now obviously the whiteout game and at night, they're a lot different. But, it's still tough to wake up on 11 o'clock on a road game and still go into that environment. So,
it's gonna be
man, I'm talking about I'm taking Penn State. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna Penn State plus 15.5.
Wow.
I think they're gonna keep it close. Fade the public. Fade the public.
Right. Next game.
Next up, we got number 3 Tennessee at number 19 Kentucky. UT is favored by 12. The line is at 6.3.
Disrespectful.
This game screams trap game. It does. I don't know why. It just does. I'm looking at it. Kentucky is, I think, a very talented team. But Tennessee has just been so much fun to watch this year as a college football fan. Their offense is the best in college football this season. I don't think anyone can argue that. Hendon Hooker is putting on Hendon Hooker is playing himself into the Heisman this season. He's been fantastic. I think right now I would put him the front runner of the Heisman Trophy. Kentucky plays good, solid football. I know that they've lost 2 games. There's something about this team though that I feel like if this game was in Lexington, I would take Kentucky to upset Tennessee. But I can't do that. When you're going up against an offense that's averaging 50 points a game, and they're averaging almost 572 yards a game, how can I bet against that? Now, the only way Kentucky wins this game is if Will Levis plays the game of his life, doesn't commit turnovers, and then they run Rodriguez 40 times, like 30, 40 times, and they keep Tennessee off the field, and they keep the clock. They keep the clock running. They dominate time of possession, and they just got to get Tennessee to make one mistake. If they can do that, they have a legitimate shot of doing this because they actually have the offense and the running attack and the defense to be able to at least get 1 or 2 stops against Tennessee and then run the clock. But that being said, I'm going Tennessee to win, but I'm taking Kentucky to cover.
Oh, wow. So keep it close then. Okay.
I think this game's going to be closer than a lot of people think.
I don't hate that, and I like that pick, but I think you couldn't have said it better. Key to the game is going to be running the football on both sides, really. Hendon Hooker is that guy, but I can totally see the Tennessee running game being a very big aspect of this game as well. Kentucky, as much as they came into the season with a very strong defensive line, they've struggled at times. Will Levis, if he can keep from turning the ball over and they control the clock and keep Hendon Hooker and that 50-point-a-game offense off the field, That's going to be the key. And I think if they do that, they do have a legitimate shot. But I would very much say, and I was actually going to say Alabama's defense is better than Kentucky's, which it is. A lot of emotion in that game.
Mhm.
So, and this is a bit of a look forward spot. Tennessee plays Georgia next week. I'm actually going to call the upset. Give me Kentucky money
Wow.
line, but for the pick, we don't do money lines on the show, so give me Kentucky plus 12. But I really do like the upset here.
Whew, Nick, I love it.
It's a ballsy bet. It's a ballsy bet, but you know what? Pressure makes diamonds. So let's ride.
Good for you, man. All right,
Total.
All right, Pawn, what do you got?
I think that this line is too generous to Kentucky. I do not think this game is going to be as close as people think it is. I think Tennessee goes in. They're basically playing spoiler. Like, there's chance that postseason's pretty much done, barring some absurd fluke between Tennessee and Georgia. If Florida beats Georgia, Tennessee beats Georgia, and they beat Tennessee, then maybe they can have a shot at the SEC game. But I like Kentucky here, or not Kentucky, Tennessee minus 12.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Next up, we got
that line. That line feels almost too good to be true, though, right? If you're a Tennessee guy, you're wanting to bet on Tennessee, you're like, does that line not make you question it a little bit? Like,
oh no, 100% it does. It 100%
which makes you think Vegas wants you to take that line, and Kentucky's going to come in there and punch him in the mouth.
Which I think Kentucky has the team to punch him in the mouth. I think they do. I've seen this Kentucky team play good football. I would say if they play to their level, they can upset Tennessee, but they're gonna have to keep the offense off the field. Gonna have to run the ball, run the clock down to 5 seconds of play. Like, they're going to have to do everything possible to get this upset, because if you give Tennessee the football, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they put up points.
Yeah, give me the under too. I want the under as well. Under 63, 64.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, give me the under as well.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we got number 9, Oklahoma State, traveling to number 22, Kansas State. Kansas State is favored minus 1.5, over under 56.5.
Man, this game is gonna be fun to watch, and I'm excited. I want to pick the upset, but I have to go Oklahoma State here. Oklahoma State is fantastic this year. I know they lost to TCU in a crazy game, but I thought they were the better team. I think Oklahoma State is going to make it to the Big 12 championship game, and I think Kansas State is just another team in the way. And I'm looking so forward to another TCU versus Oklahoma State Big 12 championship. So give me Oklahoma State to cover.
What is this line again? Tell me the line again.
Kansas State minus 1.5.
It's so disrespectful.
Okay, I'm looking here at the score app, which maybe I need to be looking at DraftKings, but they have Kansas. Okay, I don't know what I was looking at. It for some reason for a second had Kansas State minus 15.5, and I was like, I might literally put my net worth on that for Oklahoma State to cover, because that is ridiculous. Oklahoma. I mean, it couldn't. Again, agreed fully. Mike Gundy. I think they bounced back after that TCU loss. Like you said, that was a crazy game. I think they probably were the better team on that field. They probably know that too. And I think, if they're smart, it's win out. You know what I mean? If they go on and win the conference championship, and they have some pretty impressive wins along the way, they have an argument for the playoff. And, me and you, Cruz, we agreed last year, they were a half yard away from knocking Cincinnati out of the playoff last year, right?
100%.
If Baylor doesn't win that game, Oklahoma State walks into the playoff easily. So I think, and that probably still weighs in their mind a little bit. I've been on the wrong side of Oklahoma State a couple of times this year. They've been my best bet a couple of times, and I've hit on those. But I really like Oklahoma State in this spot. I like them outright. I mean, and with a line of plus 1.5, you might as well just take the money line.
All right. I think we're all on the same page. Bon, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm taking OK State here. I think I'm taking OK State money line, to be honest with you. This game is basically a pick 'em as it is, with the line being at minus 1.5. And I think that they're giving Kansas State a little bit too much credit and not giving OK State enough credit after that loss to TCU.
I just find it so interesting that Oklahoma State is the underdog in this game. I know it's because it's at Kansas State. I know, but still, it's like I think this line is so disrespectful. That's just me.
I wouldn't say Kansas State's stadium is like the swamp as far as like home field advantage, though, right?
No,
like,
I don't think so. I mean, it's good. It's a legit experience, like, you know, like environment, and it's definitely had its moments, but like I don't see it. I think Oklahoma State's too good of a team.
All right, next up we got number 4 Michigan hosting Michigan State. Michigan's favored by 23. The over/under is 55.
Man, this has been a rough year for our boy Mel Tucker. Man, I hate doing this, and I just have to. Like, I have to go Michigan here. I think it'd be dumb not to. I think Michigan is legit this year. I think they're better than they were last year, which is saying something because this team went to the college football playoffs. Michigan had this game won last year, and if it wasn't for a guy named Kenneth Walker, who right now is tearing it up in the NFL, Michigan probably goes undefeated throughout the regular season. Michigan State does not have anywhere near the talent that they did last year, and it's starting to show. And it's not that I don't think Mel Tucker's a good coach. I think he's a great coach, and I think he hit lightning in a bottle last year. But man, I just hope he keeps this game close. But I got to go Michigan. I'll be at the game. I'm excited to go to the Big House for the first time. But yeah, I think this game's not going to be pretty.
I tell y'all I'm going to the Big House in 3 weeks, and all of a sudden Cruz has to one up me.
Look, man, I just found out today, so I don't know what to tell you. So
what'd you say the line was? 23.5 on this one?
23.
Okay, what's the over/under?
55.
So you're telling me that they're expecting Michigan State to score right around 20, 21 points on this Michigan defense? I just don't see that. There's no chance, right?
No.
Like, there's no way. So, yeah, I think it's going to take a pretty incredible performance. Now, I know Mel Tucker tends to own Jim Harbaugh, like, outright. I think he actually leads the head-to-head series between them. But, man, I don't even know what you do here because there's just so many points, and Michigan loves to run the ball. Do they sit on their throats? I could totally see Jim Harbaugh running it up. Yeah, give me 20. Yeah, I hate it because I love Mel Tucker. I think he's a great coach. He just doesn't have the talent this year. I don't think they have the depth. And, you know, whenever you kind of lose a game early in the season, it's tough to keep the locker room. We're seeing that with, Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher right now. So, yeah, I'm taking Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines 23.5. Who's the starting quarterback now? Is it the junior or is it the freshman kid for Michigan?
Oh, not Caden McNamara. The other one.
It's
JJ, right?
JJ, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So give me 23.5. I like it.
Okay. Before we go into the next game, I'm taking Michigan minus 23 here. The Bears just sent one of their best defensive ends to the Eagles for a 4th-round pick.
Eagles going for the bowl this year.
Yeah, I don't know where you add him into that defense already, but all right. Anyways, number 15, Ole Miss, going to Kyle Field in College Station. Ole Miss is favored by 2. Over/under is 55.
So before we get into like the actual game, Texas A&M is a dumpster fire right now. Like, they are awful. This not just like as a team, but as a program. I think that they are. I think they're done. Like, I think this team is broken, and Jimbo Fisher has lost control of this team. Like, now the rumors coming out of like players smoking weed in the locker room.
That's not a rumor. There's 5 freshmen that got suspended.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
that's
they,
like
they got
legit.
suspended. Like, there's no rumor about that. It's like the reasons why. Like, there's things
I
coming
read
out.
something where they beat the shit out of Jimbo's son in the locker room, which I
Yes,
don't think
I
that's
do.
true.
I read
And
that.
that's
That
a
was
ver-
hilarious.
And that was a verified account too.
I
So
know,
it wasn't
that
like
was
a troll
crazy.
account. So it's like I went and looked, and I'm like, holy shit! Like this is like Texas A&M's. It's like Texas A&M's like big like beat writing, like Twitter. And so like, and then you have that, and then you have like the smoking weed and then the kids getting in trouble for like joyriding and you know like almost hitting people, and it's just been like this season has been a disaster for like be a disaster. And like
Potentially the worst preseason number 6 of all time.
Yeah,
I
tell me
would
somebody who's been worse than that, ranked that high, and they might not even make a bowl this year. I mean,
I think-
LSU maybe 2020, but that was a COVID year.
That was a weird year, and like half their team sat out. I don't even
Yeah.
count that. This has been such an embarrassment for this program. I think Lane knows that this team will break, and I think Lane needs to have a big bounce back win after getting embarrassed against LSU. I think Lane's going to be in his bag. I think they're going to run the football, and yeah, I think it's done. I do. I'm going Ole Miss. I'm taking Ole Miss points. I don't think this game's close. And then I think the loss is so bad that you're going to start to hear like the Jimbo buyout talk a lot more. And then look, their schedule, they have to be, I think we talked about this too. They have to win 3 out of their next 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they get it. I don't think
they have Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Florida. Who else?
LSU, Auburn, and UMass.
Yeah.
I think they already played Mississippi State, though, didn't they?
They did. Yes, they did. They did. They lost. So
Yeah.
Ole Miss,
So
Florida,
it's Ole
LSU.
Miss, right? UMass and Auburn. They have to go to Jordan Hare, that Auburn program can only probably be described as even more of a dumpster fire than Texas A&M currently. But man, they're really having a go at who's going to be the worst program in the SEC right now. So. Shit, man, Vanderbilt has the same amount of wins as Texas A&M, dude.
I know.
That is horrible.
So I think they lose this week, easy. I think they lose next week. I think at Auburn's a flip 'em. You can beat UMass. I don't think you beat LSU.
No,
I don't think you beat LSU. So like, they're gonna miss a bowl game. They're gonna go.
Yeah.
They're going to go 5-7, and it's gonna be the biggest bust of a season you can possibly have for a top 6 ranked team going into the season. Like I don't remember a team being so highly ranked, people picking them to win the SEC, some to go to the playoffs. Like, I mean, shit, who was it? Desmond Howard,
man,
picked them to win the national championship.
Horrible take.
They're done. This team is done. I can't wait to watch this. The amount of players in the transfer portal for A&M after this season is done is going to be astounding.
Yeah, a lot of 5-star talent going to be heading out to probably USC. Could totally see
not even 5-star talent. Their punter just entered the portal.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you said that before the show. It's nuts, man. Like, you know how bad of a situation you have to be in for your punter to be leaving. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but as much punting as they've been doing this year, that dude's foot's probably about to fall off. Ole Miss, great bounce back spot here against a really vulnerable A&M team. If you're in the locker room for this Texas A&M team, you can't feel good about this situation. Ole Miss is -2. I think it should be at least like 8 or 9. So, I mean, you're spotting me 7 points there. You're spotting me 7 points against a Lane Kiffin team. So, I think you'd be an idiot not to take Ole Miss -2. So, hopefully, Bond, you agree with that. But, yeah, Ole Miss in a blowout here, guys. Blowout.
All right. That concludes our college slate. Where are these bets being placed, boys?
Man, you know that we're placing these bets on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, the best sportsbook you can possibly have. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, and when you place a $10 bet on any team and they win, get $200 in free bets. That's right, $200. I don't know what Nick's doing on the side, but it looks kind of funny. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code BOOT. That's BOOT for your chance when you win a game. When you put $10 down, get $200 in free bets. That's BOOT, BOOT. DraftKings Sportsbook app, the official sponsor of the Oxcord podcast. All right, NFL time. This is a season that I'm ready to be over with already. I'm in so much pain.
Tough. Yeah.
I saw a thing. Every team in the NFC South can be 3-5 this weekend. Nick,
I'm so excited. I'm rooting for it. You know, like I hope the Falcons win. I think that'd be hilarious. But could you? I mean, the NFC South is the worst division in football right now. They're the new NFC East, right? Like,
are we the worst division, or we're so competitive that we're the best division?
Well, you know, that's something. Every game means something right now. Like I said, like really NFC South would have sucked this year if Tom Brady actually was worth a damn and like they went.
Oh, they would clinch it in like two more weeks. They would clinch So this season is chaotic, and I love it. I honestly, if you take away. I think there's only 3 great teams this year.
Okay.
It's the Eagles.
Yep.
It's the Chiefs, and it's the Bills.
Yeah.
I think everybody else is very beatable. I don't believe in the Giants. I think they've just hit lightning in a bottle. I don't believe in the Titans. I never will. I don't believe in the Jets. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. I don't believe in the Cowboys. I sure as hell don't believe in the Broncos, who everyone else did. And I don't. And the Ravens are. I could see the Ravens being like on the cusp. Like if they go out this weekend and they blow out Tom Brady, like it's done. But like I only see 3 Super Bowl winning teams right now.
Yeah. I mean, great odds. I got Bills in the futures. I think I got them at like 4 or 5 to 6 to 1, something like that. So they're looking pretty good. I love the Bills this year. But I mean, the NFL is a little bit crazy because usually you have a little bit more. Like the Rams this year are supposed to be pretty good. They've kind of sucked. Matthew Stafford's taken a huge step back. The 49ers, you know, have arguably a really, really good team, and they just added Christian McCaffrey. But I'm not just overly excited about that team. Jimmy G is not like performed the way that everybody kind of thought that he would. I mean, I remember when he first left New England, went to the 49ers, he was very good, but I don't know what's happened since then. Arizona looks lost. D-Hop, you know, is back, and he had a pretty good game his first week back. But, I mean, I don't think Kyler Murray's kind of that guy that's going to take you all the way there. Russell Wilson looks terrible. Like
whoever the Cardinals are playing this week, fade them. Fade the Cardinals. COD drops.
I don't even
Thursday at midnight.
I thought it came out already, or am I wrong?
So campaign's out.
If you pre-ordered,
got it.
If you pre-ordered, which you know Kyler did. Let's be real.
He probably got an advance copy. Let's be real. You know that.
They play the Vikings. 12 o'clock. Kirk Cousins gonna light this team.
Oh my God, prime or like early day,
early slate. Kirk Cousins.
Oh, it's done. God. Oh, it's done with. It's so done.
Vikings money line is free money there. Multiplayer drops Thursday at midnight, so you know Kyler's not doing any film on Friday.
No chance. Oh, and Jay Jettis is back after a bye week. Jesus Christ, they might hang 50 on him. No kidding. So
all right, let's start with Bucks Ravens. Baltimore's favored -1 tomorrow night. The over under is 45.5.
Tell me why that line makes sense. It doesn't.
I think this week.
Well, the Ravens just lost their J.K.
They just lost Dobbins. They just lost
Kenyon
Dobbins.
Drake's just as good. I don't care. Go.
Kenyon Drake is I think is a solid RB2. Look, I think this game is so important to the Bucks. If they lose this game,
it's code red.
You have to hit panic button at this point. Like you have to. Like, dude, this is a Tom Brady led team. And you just got beat by a team that doesn't have a starting quarterback, that just lost their head coach, and just traded their 2 best offensive weapons, or 2 of their best offensive weapons, in Chris McCaffrey and Robbie Anderson. They still have DJ Moore, which I think DJ is fantastic. And you got embarrassed. And this division can be won in 8 games because realistically, it probably will be won 8, 9 games. It depends who's going to get hot at the right time. So I think this is a broken football team. I look at this like A&M. I just think they're a mess. I think internally they're a mess. I think on the field they're a mess. The coach has lost control of this. Like hiring Todd Bowles was a bad move, but it's what Brady wanted, and Brady gets what Brady wants, and they're missing Bruce Arians right now. And I just think the Bucks are a bad football team. And I really think that. And I think the Ravens are a well-coached team, and I think the Ravens are much better, and I think they're going to handle the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
so give me Ravens. Give me Ravens all day.
It just doesn't make sense. On a short week, Tom Brady, like, after that abysmal performance against Carolina, like, I just don't see them hopping back.
Vegas hates betting against Tom Brady. We know this.
Right. And the fact that, I mean, it's Baltimore's 1-point favorite, so might as well take a money line. But like,
it's just a pick 'em, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a pick 'em. And I don't know. Baltimore, they're 4-2, right? So maybe they're not so great on the road.
4-3, 2-1 away. So they're
short week, man. But like, Carolina tore them up on the ground. Like, they could not stop the run, man.
And that's without Christian McCaffrey. That was with, running back by committee. What is it? Deontay Freeman ran all over him. Leonard Fournette's a shell of himself. Mike Evans is dropping wide open touchdowns. Brady is just not that guy right now. And like,
I'm gonna take Baltimore, but I kind of don't like it just because this is like the weird game where it's like so obvious you take Baltimore that Tom Brady goes up there and throws for 4 touchdowns, and it's like, oh. Yeah. Okay, he's Tom Brady. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm taking Baltimore for the pick.
I'd see, like, I think some of their best players are out, like Carlton Davis out, Antoine Winfield Jr. out, Murphy Bunting out, Julio Jones is questionable. Like, I don't think they can stop Baltimore. And if I just saw PJ Tucker do what he just did to that team, that defense, what do you think Lamar Jackson will do?
That's the thing. It's going to be up to Lamar to show off. He's playing for a contract right now.
And he's earning it.
He's earning it.
He's earning it. Like, he's going to get the bag. And I think Baltimore will have to pay more. I would say they probably like $25 million more just because they didn't sign it.
They didn't sign it. Yeah, exactly. And they should have given it to him when they did. But I won Baltimore. Baltimore on Thursday night.
I'm taking Baltimore as well. Next, we'll go to Cruz's Saints.
Ugh. Hate this.
Not starting. Andy Dalton has the reins again. Las Vegas is favored by 1.5. The over/under is at 49.5.
Yeah, this game is it's a tough one, man. It is rough. I don't like this matchup for a few reasons for us. One, Josh Jacobs is playing for a contract as well, and he looks good.
As of last week, he's earning it.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. You can't take it away from him. Like, he looks good. Injuries wise for us, like, we are kind of a mess right now. A story of every year for us. Let's see. Right now, our injury list: Michael Thomas questionable. We just put Bradley Roby on injury reserve. Andrews Pete's questionable. Adam Troutman, our tight end's questionable. We don't know about Jarvis Landry. There's just a lot. But Vegas has been very underwhelming this year. Like, they had a lot of hype coming into this year, and they've kind of they haven't lived up to expectations. So I think if I'll say this, if Marshawn Lattimore plays and Michael Thomas comes back, I will go Saints, because the last couple of weeks our offense has looked decent under Andy Dalton. We just keep shooting ourselves in the foot. And I think having those guys back, not throwing to like Marquez Callaway or Juwan Johnson or, people not named Chris Olave and Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara has really messed with us. And Vegas gives up points. And I think Devontae Adams, if you take him out of the game, which is saying a lot, but I think Marshawn Lattimore can do it. I like the Saints to win a close one at home, Halloween weekend. The Dome's going to be rocking. I think it's going to be loud. And I think Derek Carr loses the game for the Raiders.
Yeah, no, I really like that. Saints in a bounce back spot here.
Go
Andy
to 3 and
Dalton's
5.
not that bad. Andy Dalton is not that bad of a quarterback. He's actually played really well for New Orleans this year. A lot of tough games, a lot of games that are winnable. That it seems like the Saints kind of just collapsed in the end, which was hilarious coming from a Falcons fan. But
who? Wait,
the Saints.
No. One second.
Breaking news.
Well, no. Who posted Jadeveon Clowney? Defensive line, the Eagles' defensive line after trading for Robert Quinn, and then they posted the Jadeveon Clowney hit.
I'm guessing that was Wyatt.
I'm guessing Wyatt behind the scenes.
Oh, okay. I'm just a little confused. I was just like, all right, Jadeveon Clowney isn't Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn didn't go to. He went to UNC, not South Carolina. So I was just a little confused.
Well, they have Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
They have Robert Quinn now. So I think it was just like talking
Derek
about
Barrett.
the penetration that the Eagles defensive line is going to get now.
Okay, got it. Sorry, I'm being old. I'm being an old man.
But yeah, so
you're being very old right now.
Shut up. I'm tired.
Yeah, the only reason
Saints. I'm taking Saints. Saints is my
taking
pick.
Saints. Okay,
I'm taking Saints as well. I'm taking Saints money line. The only reason y'all lost last week is because Dalton threw 2 pick sixes.
Freaking Andy.
Should have won it. Yeah, no, should have won that.
Should have won it.
All right, next we'll go to Nick. Falcons Panthers. Falcons, one of the few games they're favored this year. -4.5. Over under is set at 41.
Yeah, we're getting some guys back on defense this week. A lot of guys hopefully getting healthy. Defense has showed up the entire year. As far as everybody that I've talked to, Marcus Mariota is still the guy even after last week. I think you still roll with him. I think Desmond Ridder is still your backup. This is going to be just kind of your traditional Atlanta Falcon football game. I mean, Marcus Mariota is going to throw the ball 15, 16, 17 times a game. Maybe grab 1 or 2 touchdowns, and hopefully we can walk out of this one with like a 6-7 point win. I don't think we blow them out by any stretch, but I think Carolina got their win, their emotional win over the Bucks. After they got rid of Christian McCaffrey, everybody wrote them off. You know what I mean? So they got their win. I think they kind of come back down level to surface. The Falcons get the win this week and cover the spread.
Okay, I will say this, man. I'm happy for you because we definitely did not expect it. I like the Falcons and what they've done this year, and I think they're a very underrated team. And I think there's a legitimate shot the Falcons win the NFC South. I'm not even kidding. Like, I wish I was kidding. I can 100% see a scenario where the Falcons win the NFC South somehow. I think Carolina played out of their mind last week, and I think they caught a lot of people off guard because you bring in a guy like because you bring in a new head coach, interim head coach, new quarterback, new running backs. Like, Tampa Bay just did not game plan well. I don't think they're going to catch Atlanta off guard. I got Atlanta beating Carolina in this game. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I think Atlanta's just going to be a little too much for them.
I also have the Falcons covering here.
Dude, I can't believe I'm like picking the Falcons. So, like,
I pick the Saints. I mean, there's a little bit of truth.
No.
Our teams are so bad that we're like.
I'm talking about like possibly winning the NFC South. Like, that's insane. It's absolutely nuts to me. All right.
Let's bring Wyatt back out. We got Packers Bills in Buffalo. Buffalo favored -11. Over under set at 47.5. I think this line is honestly a little bit too respectful to our defense.
A lot of depression, man. That's so. I think the defense actually played not horrible last week, considering the situation.
Lost to Taylor Heineke, man.
Dude, he can ball out. Taylor Heineke beat prime Tom Brady 2 years ago in a straight-up game in prime time.
Should have beat him in the playoffs.
Should have beat him in the playoffs.
That is true.
So I'm saying he's not horrible. I think, like
we also just lost.
I would even go as far as to say he's better than Carson Wentz, honestly.
Wait, what? Whoa, what? Gary's out for the season.
Pretty sure, yeah. at least for
Who?
a couple weeks. Rashad Gary.
He's got a concussion.
Oh, he has a concussion. I
Must
thought he
be a
had
pretty
something
bad
with his.
concussion.
No,
I
I
thought
was
he
like,
tore
whoa.
his pec or something.
No,
Somebody
he's
on our
got a
team tore their
concussion.
bicep this off week or this week.
I don't know
Awesome.
what game you're watching, dude.
It wasn't during the game.
Well,
It
Bond
was,
doesn't
like-
watch the NFL. Remember, he doesn't even watch.
Oh,
the
that's
no,
right.
I
That's
said
right.
I'm not watching the NFL anymore this year because it's just bad all around too.
Yeah,
I'm
Bond
pretty sure
hates
it happened
the
in practice. Like
Bond
1 or
hates
2 days
fun.
ago.
Bond hates fun. To be fair, like watching the Packers this year have not been.
It's
fun,
not
so-
fun.
It has
It's
not
not
been
fun.
fun.
It's not
I
fun.
did
What's
see
been
it.
more fun, watching the Saints or watching the Packers? Both have been pretty abysmal.
Dude,
but which
at least
one's a little bit
our
more enjoyable?
games are entertaining. We're just bad.
We
Like-
we'll either jump out to the 14-point lead and then just slowly watch the soul get sucked out of us, or we just get blown out from the whistle, from snap to whistle, basically. And there's no in between. It's never fun.
This is gonna be another week 1 matchup against the Vikings.
This is going to be a getting blown out from first snap to final whistle game. I did see a fun stat though. Kenny Clark is the 4th best interior pass rusher this season, and Rashawn Gary is the 4th best edge rusher this season. So if we would just trust our corners to play man coverage,
It's almost
we'd
like
be-
nickel soft zone doesn't work.
I'm telling you, dude, soft zone never works.
Uh,
You could pay me $20 an hour,
well,
and
let's-
I'll go be a defensive coordinator, and I know that much.
Well, let's get your picks on the game because it's Buffalo -11. I want to know kind of what your thought process is there. Do you
Is
even
Buffalo
give
still
yourself a chance?
decimated at secondary?
I think they got
believe
some people
so.
back. They still have some people out, but they did get
Trey
some
White's
back.
not playing. I know that much.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't trust our defense. I think our offense can put up points if we utilize Aaron Jones more than 4 times. But I don't think our defense can keep us within 11 points of Buffalo. So I'm going Buffalo.
So I will say this. I like Buffalo a lot. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. This game is kind of like, hey, you're kind of right. It kind of screams trap game. But the way I've seen you guys play and the way I've seen Buffalo play,
Coming off 3 consecutive losses to the Giants, Jets, and Commanders, though, like
This is the perfect game for us to win by 15.
Packers football and how we are in the past, this is the game where we come out and just blow them out like 38-0. And if it were
Then
anyone
make the
but
pick.
Buffalo,
Make the pick. I want to hear you say
If
Green
it
Bay.
were,
wins.
if it were anyone but Buffalo, I would take that. But it's Buffalo.
I'm
It's
going.
a primetime game,
I'm
right?
going Buffalo. I have to go Buffalo.
I'm
I
going
have to
Buffalo
go.
minus.
It would be dumb for me not to go.
Yeah.
I'm
Buffalo.
taking Buffalo to win. Packers plus 11.
Wow.
Something says, they're going to keep it relatively competitive, like Bond said. This is like the perfect game for Green Bay to come out firing on all cylinders. But it's Buffalo.
It's one of those
We're-
things
we're
where,
not-
like, yeah,
we're not-
Aaron Rodgers may do that 2-3 years ago. He ain't that guy anymore. It's the same thing as Tom Brady. Like,
He's
this is
leading the
same
NFC in touchdown passes.
Okay, it's the NFC.
It's the NFC, dude. There's like not one quarterback in that.
The AFC has, Burrow, Mahomes, Allen.
Yeah, how does he compare
Lamar.
against those guys?
I didn't see a stat comparison on
I
that.
would say he's probably not in the top 5.
Yeah, the best
I'll do
QB
some
in the
research
NFC
while we
is
talk
Jalen
about the
Hurts.
next game.
Yeah, there you go.
Intro the next game.
We got Denver, Jacksonville in London, 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. Jacksonville -2, over under 39.5.
Man,
Dumpster fire.
this game, if I were the British and I got sent this game, I would absolutely hate us. I would hate the NFL. Denver's a dumpster fire this year. Russell Wilson is not riding. Bronco country is
Okay.
not having a great time.
Okay. Before we get into this, Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers is 7th in total touchdown passes, tied with Jared Goff and Geno Smith. Behind
God.
Patrick
God.
Mahomes leads with 20, Josh Allen 17, Burrow 15, Lamar Jackson 13, Herbert 12.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised Herbert has as much, to be honest with you. Continue.
Yes.
Your Denver rant.
So I think, look, Jacksonville, they got some pieces. They do. I think they have some pieces. I think they are competitive. I don't think they are. They're moving in the right direction, which is all you can ask for a young up and coming team. I still think Trevor Lawrence is the most overrated quarterback in college football history. He just had the game of his life against Alabama, and then he rode those coattails for 2 years. And he's still continuing to ride him. Like, he made awful throws last week against the Giants. I like Travis Etienne. I think now with James Robinson gone, he's going to get the bulk of the carries, and I think that's what's best for the team. I just don't think Denver can figure it out. Now there's rumors that like the Denver coach, Denver might move in a different direction. I like Jacksonville to pull the upset here. Jacksonville's used to playing in London.
They're favored.
They're favored.
Jacksonville's
but I
-2.
mean, I know, but when you say like, when you pick Jacksonville to win a football game, it's always an upset.
It's always an upset.
It's an upset. And they're playing against Denver, who a lot of people had like going to the Super Bowl or winning the AFC West or Russell Wilson winning MVP or like all these things. And Denver's defense, I think Denver's defense is legit. In fact, that's the only reason they're not getting blown out in games. But I'm going Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville gets the W in London.
Yeah, no, Jacksonville's getting the win here. There's reports coming out that Russell Wilson spent 4 hours of the flight over to London doing stretches in the aisle, which is so laughably untrue that I know Schefter like tweeted that, and like apparently like it's a real like news leak, but also there was zero chance that guy was stretching for 4 hours on an air flight, like while everybody else was sleeping or watching a movie or whatever. So no chance that's happening. I think Russell Wilson gets the start, but Jacksonville wins. Trevor Lawrence maybe just has one of those games too where he just falls out for no reason. Traditionally, I love the London games to be crazy and chaotic, so give me the over as well.
Can confirm.
Yeah, love the overs.
Oh my gosh.
London overs and primetime unders. That's how you make money.
Plus, I just like waking up in the morning and there just being football on.
Right? Isn't it so awesome to like it's 8:30 in the morning? You're like, oh man, you don't have that gear up. Okay, like I gotta wait 4 hours for red zone. No, it's like right there in your face. Grab a cup of coffee. Let's watch some two shit football teams try and win.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's kind of nice.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm taking Jags here. Denver has to travel a lot farther. Jacksonville's used to playing in London, used to the time difference. Denver, not so much. They got there today. Russell Wilson was working out for 4 hours on the plane after everyone went to sleep. I don't know how you get any lower than that. Right. That's just weird.
Weird.
If you ever catch me doing lunges down the aisle of an airplane, shoot me. People are shopping around for Jerry Jeudy. He's unhappy. He wants out. I hope Packers make a move for him.
I think they should.
He'd be a great fit in Green Bay, dude.
I think he would too. I could see Tua, or not.
The Dolphins are looking for Jeudy as well.
Could you imagine that receiving core? Holy crap!
If Jeudy goes to the Dolphins, I will start watching NFL again.
Well,
I will be a Dolphins truther for the rest of the year.
Can they even afford
the Packers are not doing anything.
Can they even afford? I mean, I know he's probably still on his rookie deal, but can they?
No, he is. They probably could. Yeah, they could afford him.
Oh, the salary cap's a myth. New Orleans has proved that to us. So.
Damn straight. I love it too.
But yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville here. I was watching a video yesterday on why Russell Wilson is so bad in Denver. And it's because as soon as he gets the ball, he just stares down Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, he has no progression. He's blind.
No, he doesn't work through progressions at all. Misses wide open receivers. He had like a 15-yard play to Jeudy wide open a couple games ago and dumped it off in the flat for no reason because Sutton wasn't open.
We don't have another game to go over, right? That was our last one. Okay, I want to spend the last little bit.
Okay.
Cruz.
Yep.
We gotta jump in the foxhole real quick for our boy Mac Jones.
Oh, absolutely, we do.
I tried to talk us into doing an emergency episode. What was it? Monday? Was it Monday Night Football? Yeah. When he got benched, I wanted to do an emergency episode when that happened. Will that go down as Bill Belichick's worst coaching decision ever if he really gives the nod to Bailey Zappi?
Well, he didn't. So while we were recording, Mac is confirmed the starter for the next game.
Good. See, that's the only way they were going to be able to save face.
I will say this, though, is that
they're not running the same offense with Mac that they ran last year.
They're not.
No, they're not.
And Mac just came off of an injury that we thought he was done for the year. Like it looked
at least 8 weeks. He wanted to sit for 8 weeks.
Yeah, and he's back and he's playing and like and he's rusty, like 100%. It happens. Like, and so it's like a whole. I think that it was completely blown out of proportion. I think the Patriots are a mess, but I will say this: if they decide to roll with Billy Zappi, I think there are so many teams that would call the Patriots and try and get Mac Jones. I don't even think it's close because look, he was a hot commodity. He had arguably one of the greatest college football seasons of all time in 2020. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's accurate. He's smart. Players like him. He's a good locker room guy. Like I make the call and you possibly can get a franchise quarterback for, I don't know, probably a 3rd round draft pick. If I'm the Saints, and the minute he becomes available, you offer picks for him.
So, last year, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was something like Mac Jones took on passing plays 24% of the snaps out from directly under center, and then 25% of passing plays were play action. And this year, he's sitting at about 10% for both. But they put Zappi in, running the same offense with about the same numbers that Mac was running last season, and it worked for him. So I don't know why they're not giving Mac the same offense. If it he made the playoffs as a rookie with
who does
weapons.
that? Yeah,
no weapons.
He still doesn't.
He still doesn't have any.
Jacoby Myers is probably his wide receiver 1. That's ridiculous, man. Like give this guy something to work with, and also, and this was probably touched on. I had a little bit of internet issues, so I apologize. But like, how quick these fans turn on a guy that gave you the playoffs last year, that has come into a situation where Tom Brady has burnt this team to the ground, left it. Mac Jones gets drafted, right? And they had the whole fiasco with Cam Newton. Mac Jones gets the start, takes him to the playoffs. Dude nearly shatters his ankle on the field and comes back, 3 weeks later, and you boo him off the field? What kind of, I'm going to use what kind of fucking scumbags of fans that is? You know what I mean? Like,
we're going to see the same
I've always
thing.
said Philadelphia has the worst fans. They have the worst fan. Like, they're scumbag Philly fans. It's a joke at this point. But no, Patriots fans might literally be worse than Philadelphia fans.
We're going to see the same thing the first time that Alabama has a down year.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh,
it's
my God.
It's going to be the exact same thing.
I 100% agree. In fact, like
we had glimpses of it after we lost to Tennessee, who is a very good team.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it's nuts, man. Like I'm telling you, like it's crazy how. And I'll say this: it's because they're spoiled, just like we're spoiled. Like we are spoiled, and when we have
2 national championships while I was enrolled here as a student is unheard of.
Yeah, I got 3.
I had 3.
Yeah, I got 3. I loved it. It's like you can't, like we see more championships at our time at school than some people see in their lifetime. Like not
Georgia
a lot of
fans see in their lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
Like good teams see in their lifetime. It's
like
crazy.
Michigan, Ohio State. I'm trying to think of like Florida. Florida hasn't won anything since 2008. Like the minute things get rough, people start to like show
they start calling for heads.
Yes,
but
they start calling for
heads. He lasted 2 drives. 2 drives.
I know.
Granted,
and maybe, look, maybe he just got rushed back too fast. That's a real possibility. Like,
and that's a real possibility.
He maybe could have just like, look, we rushed this. You weren't ready. The Bears defense came after him all night when he was in. Like, me personally, I wouldn't have played him. Like, I didn't think he was ready. I thought he needed some more time. I thought he possibly just needed like a couple more weeks and like get to the bye week and then come back then. That way you get some practice underneath you and whatnot. But like, I think, and this could have hurt his confidence. Like, I hope it doesn't.
But see, that's my thing is you obliterate this guy's confidence. I mean, it's not like it's Sunday at noon. You know, there's 6 other games going on. This is prime time.
Monday night
the world
football
is watching, and you got benched for a guy named Bailey Zappi, who, by the way, everybody was ready to give this guy a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame after 2 drives, after they buried Mac after 2 drives. And then he doesn't cross the 50 in the second half.
I know.
And giving 3 turnovers. It's like the people need to understand, and this is what gets me so frustrated with like NFL media and media really in general, is they are so ready to jump on the next wave and be the first at saying, oh, this guy is good, and they want to be the first to say that. And they are and the guy that you just threw under the bus could actually take your football organization back to the heights of when Tom Brady was there. I'm not saying he's the next Tom Brady, but I think Mac Jones legitimately has the talent to win a Super Bowl. If you give him the talent, you give him a good defense, you build the team just like you did around Tom, where you give him an awesome defense and just a little bit of toys to play with on the offensive side of the ball, and you give good play calling, he can win you a Super Bowl. He's got that talent. And to see the people bury him after that is what's so frustrating. And I had people come in my mention saying, "Oh, Alabama fan, you're just defending him because he went to Alabama." I'd have been the same if it was Lamar Jackson getting benched for Joe Flacco or whoever. I know Joe's not even there anymore, but like it's like if Lamar Jackson came off an injury, got 2 drives, and got benched. Like Lamar Jackson, as much shit as I talk about him, is a great player. He's a great quarterback, and he's going to win you a lot of games. And you know, if you're going to bench a guy like that, man, like on national, global television, Monday Night Football, it's just crazy to me. I don't get that. I don't get some of these people.
All I'm going to say is if the Patriots don't want him, we'll give you Jordan Love.
Oh, shit. I'll take him right now. I'll take him.
I will give him 2 years under Aaron Rodgers and then let him ride. Let him ride.
What would you guys give for Mac Jones right now? Now, obviously, he's named the starter. They're not going to trade him. But what would you give for him?
Jordan Love.
I'd give a first. I'd give a first for Mac Jones.
I would start at
a 2.
I would say a player in a 2 or a 3. Honestly, yeah. I'd say player in a 3.
I mean, am I weird to be so upset about that? I feel I was. I think everyone was. I had a meltdown on Twitter when I saw it. I was like, I hate Bailey Zappi now.
Dave Portnoy was pissed. So like,
well, he jumped on the bandwagon too. That was the other thing. It was like this guy that's normally like the staunch, like I'm going to go against the grain, and that's how he's made his name and been had the success that he has. He's gone against the grain. He saw Bailey Zappi throw a ball to a receiver that was open by 15 yards, still almost overthrew him, by the way, and was like, yeah, Zappi hour, let's print the freaking shirts. Like Mac Jones isn't over there and can take you to a Super Bowl next year. Like, I don't know. I need to be quiet because this show's going to go way too long, but I hate Bailey. I'm officially a Bailey Zappi hater. I will hate that man until he retires.
I couldn't agree more. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. I will, like I said, I'll be in Ann Arbor. For anyone randomly listening who's a Michigan State fan and they're in Ann Arbor this weekend, I'll see you there. You can find me online at The Real Cruise Ox on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you follow the Ox Squared podcast on all socials. And of course, follow Boot Crew Media and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So
good deal. At InPerkins96, if you want to catch my Bailey Zappi meltdowns on Monday Night Football, apparently. So, Bond, let them know what you got.
You can follow me on Twitter at BondSnow_. And then, of course, as always, go follow the Oxcord Podcast on TikTok at Oxcord Podcast.
All right. Wyatt.
Follow me on Twitter at FultonW_. Follow the Oxcore podcast on Twitter and all social platforms.
Okay. Is that everything?
That's everything.
That's it.
All right. Well, we love you guys, and we'll see you later.